hit that subscribe button. Also, guys, today we're going to go back to reading the chat. I've been keeping the chat off the screen sometimes. It gets a little distracting, but I think you guys like that engagement, and you guys like it when I answer questions. We may get a little off focus sometimes, but we think ultimately it's probably better for us to do that. So you guys feel free to drop questions in the chat, and at some point I'll get around to answering some of those, especially the super chats and some of the other ones if I happen to see them. But of course, we can't answer everything. Today, guys, it is St. Patrick's Day, and one of my favorite things is to blend holidays. So I'm wearing my green Bybit Christmas sweater along with St. Patrick's Day. So I've got green on, and I'm celebrating Christmas. It doesn't get any better than that. We certainly love holidays here on the channel. If we would have realized today was St. Patrick's Day, I may have dressed up like a leprechaun. It is not beneath me, just so you guys know. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin, guys, today, but we really want to focus a lot on altcoins because we could be at the dawn of an altcoin super cycle. If you think about what altcoins were doing a couple of months ago, where every day they were just pumping, and it's been a little more intermittent lately. Some of the smaller caps have definitely been moving. We could be staring at something where Bitcoin dominance is about to fall, and we're going to see the rise of a lot of these different altcoins. And I think it could be a really exciting time. We're going to be looking specifically at Cardano and at Chainlink. They got massive news in the last 24 hours. And with the Cardano news, there's actually more to it. There's actually even more than just Coinbase. And we're going to be taking a look at that. And also, an NFT art heist. Are we seeing the art heist from the movies moving from museums into the digital space? Pretty interesting stuff. So, okay, guys, let's go ahead and kick it off. First and foremost, as always, thank you, 658,000 subscribers. We'll be at 700K before you know it. If you guys want to take part in our one Bitcoin giveaway, you guys can do that with a link down below in the description, and that'll direct you everywhere you need to go. We also found out our Discord link was messed up there for a day or two, but that should be fixed. Also, guys, I do want to point out New Money Gang. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the New Money Gang channel. That's our other channel where it is a show with me and Jay Chains, as you guys know him, and then Leanne. We talk about how to make money online, and a lot of you guys are interested in that. We got almost 20,000 subscribers over there already. We actually just released new shorts. So if you guys want to see some short snippets of the show without having to watch the entire show, you guys can do that. And we're going to have this organized in a nice little playlist here pretty soon.
Can you adjust your window real quick?
Oh, yeah.
I had that right.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. And TJ's back today.
Yay.
Come on the screen, TJ. They want to see you.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. No, look, if you want to be only you, I'm okay with that.
I didn't know if you want to be covered up.
Yeah. Well, what did you do yesterday? It was real fun, right?
No, I sat at the bank for 4.5 hours and realized I never, ever, ever, ever could work at that pace.
Oh, my gosh.
It was literally torture. Just sitting. And all we did we opened like 15 bank accounts, but that should not take 4.5 hours. It should have taken about an hour and 20 minutes, but
the archaic system of the bank, and you know what's so funny is you told me yesterday about the computer systems of the bank, how slow they are and how ridiculous. I've noticed that every time I've ever been to a bank, the person behind the screen is always like, "I'm sorry, the computer's slow."
Yeah, I got to think. I was having a conversation with my sister about this last night. That this can't be accidental. Like,
it's every bank.
They have more money.
Yeah.
They have the best tech teams in the world building these systems, and it's super, super, super slow. Now, if you would want to do it yourself online, no problem. Fast, works really seamless. It's great if you do it yourself, but inside the bank, it's literally torture. So it feels like it's put there to slow them down so they can only do so many transactions, so that way people are incentivized to just do it themselves online. It's crazy.
Well, it's like every bank, phone number you call and they're like, "Oh, by the way, you can get the same help online." And you can't really. You can't actually get the same help online. There's a lot of things you can only do by calling in. And they set it up like that, to make people just get off the phone. And that's the thing that pisses me off, is a lot of these systems, it's not just the banking world, it's a lot of the traditional world. They set up systems in order to make you hang up. Right. And that just pisses me off. So
and that's how I feel in the bank. They set it up to make you want to leave and do it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump into the markets here, guys. 1.7 trillion we're still at. It looks like this is some pretty strong support here for the market, but we're going to test it pretty soon, it looks like. Coming in the volume a little bit lower than normal, 130 billion. That might be kind of average, actually. And if you look over here, Bitcoin dominant, 60.3%. It was up over 61% last week, and now it's coming in or in Ethereum's at 12%. It actually held steady over the last day. Let's kind of look, because when you look here at the chart for Bitcoin dominance, it's one of my favorite charts there is on CoinMarketCap. You can see that back in the beginning of January, it had gotten as high as 71.95%. And as of right now, it's been hovering around the 60 to 61% range. And it could possibly be a low right now. We could pull this chart up. We'll pull up a different chart later where we talk about altcoin cycles. But the point is, we had a little hump for the price, and now we've had a little, or for the Bitcoin dominance, we've had a little bit of a drop. So let's continue looking at the markets here overall. Bitcoin coming in $55,282, and Ethereum at $17.75. Ethereum's still been holding tough above that $17.30 number that we've been looking at. Cardano, I told you guys it would pass Binance Coin by today, and it certainly has done that. It's now back at $1.24, up 20% over the last 24 hours. This is what I'll tell you guys, though. And look, I can't guarantee this, okay? I'm just going to tell you what happened when Matic listed on Coinbase, okay? On Coinbase Pro. When Matic listed on Coinbase Pro, we didn't know it was getting listed on regular Coinbase, but it did get listed at the same time on both. Matic got a nice little pump leading up to the listing, but once it got listed, it exploded. And I had wished that we had jumped on to, Matic leading up to the listing, because it got a giant explosion once it did get listed. So just something to think about. I'm not saying the same thing is going to happen with Cardano, because certainly some of this may have already been priced into the recent pump, with Charles talking a lot about a liquidity event. I mean, I think it's safe to assume that this is it. No, you agree, TJ?
Yeah, I think this is it.
Yeah, I think it is. And then in addition, when we look at a little bit later at the Chainlink news, and it's not just Chainlink, there are 5 new listings on Grayscale, which we'll talk about, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Grayscale stocks versus actual crypto at the end, kind of a beginner topic for you guys. But what we'll see is there's a lot of big news going on with the Grayscale Trust. Cardano, not included in the initial 5, but we are now seeing that all of these speculated projects that were going to get Grayscale Trust, the first 4 did get listed on Grayscale, or it's official now at this point. The 5th one being Filecoin, which was in the listings, but it wasn't with the initial 4 that got released. Cardano is on that list too. And so Cardano has a great chance, in my opinion, of getting listed on a Grayscale Trust here pretty soon as well. So definitely something to keep an eye out. That's why, we're so bullish on Cardano right now. Biggest gainers of the day. We also have a super chat. What are my thoughts on XLM? I think XLM has not done a great job of taking advantage of kicking XRP while it's down. Certainly with XRP falling and having a lot of problems, we're not going to look at the story today, but there is a story about, Jed McCaleb, and this comes around every month pretty much, where he dumps a ton of Ripple or a ton of XRP every month as part of his severance package, if you will. It's not nearly as much as Ripple Labs dumps themselves. But I think XLM is really, it had a lot of momentum. It kind of stalled out. So, if XRP is able to work out a settlement with the SEC, I think it's going to come roaring back big time. And I think XLM needs to pass it before XRP comes back, in my opinion. Unless XRP gets a death penalty, which is possible. I don't think it'll happen, though. So let's look at the biggest gainers. And it's no coincidence, guys. Basic attention token. And this is why you come to this channel, because we know what's going on with the altcoin market. A lot of people look and they just see this. Oh, why is basic attention token up? Basic attention token's up because it's got a new Grayscale Trust. 45%. Filecoin, new Grayscale Trust, up 34%. Cardano, up 20% based on the Coinbase listing news. And then you've got 1inch down here that basically, just from a technical standpoint, is doing really well. And people have been asking about our we took the challenge page off the website. And the reason we did that is because it just looked crappy. And CoinStats didn't really do a good job at all in giving us a widget. They just stopped responding to us. So we wanted a nice, pretty widget for that. So we're just going to show this on the channel frequently, show you where we're at. We are all in Phantom right now. Phantom is the one project where they've got huge news coming. There's a lot of rumors going around behind the scenes about Phantom. So I did want to let you guys know about that challenge, because there were some questions yesterday I saw on Twitter. We didn't remove it because we're trying to hide it. We just removed it because we just didn't feel like it looked great on the website, and it took up a tab, and we didn't necessarily want that. So we will show this frequently. This is where we're at with the 1K, 10K challenge. Back to this, though. ZK Swap, a project we looked at yesterday in the Ethereum video. Did we look at that yesterday? No, we didn't. But this is a ZK roll-up solution in ETH 2.0. An ETH Layer 2.0 solution. Loopring, another one we covered yesterday, 8.8% up, and then Chainlink on the news up 7% as well. So let's check out the Bitcoin chart at this point and see what we got going on here. And I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't really been trading the last 2 days. I've taken the last 2 days off because of the giant wrecked scenario I told you guys about yesterday. But what we're going to do is we are going to, I don't know, that's really weird what I'm seeing there. But the thing is, we're going to be doing more trading. We did our 10K to 100K challenge. We did it. We made the challenge. We want to do a different kind of trading challenge next. Instead of going 10K to 1 million, we're going to go 100K to a million because we're going to show you guys a totally different strategy here. From 10K to 100K, we did high leverage. We try to get a lot of wins, and we try to stack them up. With the 100K to 1 million challenge, what we're going to do is we're going to be doing bigger positions with lower leverage. So, you guys know it's kind of weird when I'm not trading every single day. It is good to take a break, by the way. When you're not trading every day, it is kind of like you lose a little touch of the market because when you're in a trade, you're watching the market so closely because the dollar amount literally is correlated to wherever your trade is at or how it's doing. So if your trade amount or if your trade is open, you're looking constantly at where the price is. And so I haven't had a trade open for a day and a half. So any thoughts on Veracity? Thank you for the super chat. We will be looking at Veracity, I think, in the near future. And then someone said, should I get on Link or wait for a correction? We will be looking at the Link chart in that section later on. So we will be checking that out. Thank you for the super chat, Brendan. Okay, so as of right now, let's pull up the 4-hour chart and see what we can kind of look like. For St. Patrick's Day, we did just get a giant green candle on the 45-minute chart. On the 4-hour chart, I mean, it looks like, let's see, I wonder if we can find another line here somewhere that lines up here. Pretty good. It's amazing how these lines work sometimes. Because this looks like this is pretty dead on here. If we were to go from here to here, look at that. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it?
It is.
You just line these charts up. People say TA doesn't work. TA definitely works. Like, there's no question about it. It doesn't work every single time. But I think one thing I want to talk more about in terms of trading is exit positions, because that's what I've been struggling with the most is exiting trades. I make really great trades. I haven't been exiting them great lately. I think I want to have Crypto Face on this weekend. Maybe we can talk to Crypto Face about his strategy for exit positions, especially with Market Cypher. Which, by the way, if you guys do want to trade on Bybit or you do want to use Market Cypher, you guys can go to bitboycrypto.com/deals. You guys get access to Bybit right here, and then also access to Market Cypher. 5% off code. 10% code is over, so 5% is the best you're gonna get. So you definitely want to check it out. Record number of sales on Market Cypher last week, so I know a lot of you guys are getting it. And I also want to talk to Crypto Face. Some people are saying that people are counter trading Market Cypher. That's not really the way that it works. People can do that in short bursts, but overall, they're not going to be able to do that. So we will be, I'll be talking about that with Crypto Face at some point pretty soon as well. Let me see. Okay. All right. Okay. So looking back at this line here, it looks like we got a pretty good bounce. And we'll be looking at some data that suggests some good bounce points here in just a minute with our Exablock newsletter we have every single day. So looking here on the 4-hour chart, looking at the top, what we could kind of expect. That's really, I'm telling you guys, like the support is really obvious, right? But finding the resistance is not. Finding the place to exit the entries really is a little more difficult right now. Because, I mean, if you were to look from high to high here, I mean, not really that great of a channel. So, looking for that, I think, is the hard part right now. So let's look at the hourly chart, and you guys can see here it is a little more defined, I would say. So what can we kind of be looking at for these bounces? I mean, I don't think we're going to go back straight to all-time highs, but like in this week. But I do think over the next several days we will get back there. I do think that we are going to cross over 70K at some point over the next 12 days. And why I say the next 12 days will be, well, I would actually say the next 9 days as of today. CryptoVase was saying 12, but I'm going to say 9, and we're going to look at why here in a few seconds. But I do think that we could see something like, like this and then that to finally get up over 70K. I think we will break out of this channel up here at some point. As far as what Market Cypher is telling us on the charts, Market Cypher really is not giving us huge, strong buy signals by any stretch of the imagination right now. If anything, we did just get a little red dot down here on the momentum wave. Momentum wave is on the downside on the hourly chart. So, we could look for Bitcoin to come back down and bounce off this, $42,000 level somewhere around there. But let's check out some of this market data here because it is pretty interesting. It kind of on a fundamental side of Bitcoin. I'll talk about this later, actually. Let me move that. Talk about that later. So this is our Exablock report. So Exablock puts this on for us. You guys can use the code BitBoy on Exablock. It's exxablock.com. We're actually going to be putting that on our website here pretty soon. Give you guys a nice little link. But every day they send us this report that's got, different information on it. And one thing that's kind of cool is that they actually started sending me some analysis of which charts they feel like are the most important every day. And the goal for us is eventually to have our own custom report that you guys can sign up and get every single day that's got a little analysis on it. But what I really want to focus on, number one, is why do I keep saying March 26th? Why would I say not 7 days, today's the 17th, that 9 days is when we're going to see the rise? Well, because on the 26th, we're certainly not going to see big movement. This is the Bitcoin futures expiration dates, okay? And one of these expiration dates is March 26th. And as you can see, it is gigantic. Traditionally, what we see is when these close, when these expire, we see the market absolutely plummet. And we've seen it consistently. That's why on March 19th even, so in 2 days on a Friday, we could look to see the price drop. And if you go back and you look at the Bitcoin price on the daily chart here, Friday, I think we had a drop. So this would be today, which is Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday. So there is the Friday candle. You guys can see it with the red candle there. I'll circle it for you guys. Let me make it nice and big here. Okay. So this is kind of what we see with the days that these expire. You can go back and look, and Friday is traditionally, God, what a terrible circle job I do. A terrible circle job. I'm terrible at drawing. And just so you guys know, the first time I ever got sent to the principal's office in my entire life in kindergarten was because my teacher thought I was kidding with, that I was being sarcastic with my art because it was so terrible. My coloring in the lines was so bad that she sent me to the principal's office. Somebody says, Catwell K says, a Bitcoin is the new gold. Might the market cycles continue to mimic gold's historical cycles prior to Bitcoin rising as competition? I mean, it's certainly possible, but I think we're going to have to see a much bigger market cap for Bitcoin. We are going to need to see it get it close to $6-7 trillion, I think, before we'll see something like that. But anyway, so back to the Exablock report. That's why we keep talking about by the 26th. The 26th, things are going to get, you could say they're getting pretty serious. So really, if you're looking for a golden time to get in longs on Bitcoin with Bybit or wherever you're looking at, we would probably be looking at Monday through Thursday of next week. That's probably going to be the sweet spot. I hope that ages well. But kind of looking at these charts, some things that they thought were, pretty good. Talking about the overall market cap here. So the overall market cap, you guys can see, or not the overall, but the Bitcoin versus altcoin market cap, it's got them both in charts, is you see that Bitcoin had a hard bounce right off the $1 billion line. So the $1 billion line for Bitcoin is holding right now, and that's extremely important. Let's see, what is it right now, actually? Are we holding it right now? Yeah, you guys can see right there, $1 trillion number here. Was I saying that wrong? Was I saying billion?
They had 1,000 billion.
1,000 billion,
which is a strange way.
It's a trillion.
Yeah,
it is. It just shows you we're not used to these numbers for Bitcoin. It's 1 trillion is the actual bounce point right there. They also were looking at the big decrease in volume. And that's pretty, consistent with what we've seen on the channel here. We've been looking at the numbers. A big decrease in volume after this big move. Traders are reloading and waiting to see where the market is next. And I think this is the important thing. The market is resetting right now. We're not in a giant moment of volatility. We don't have anything that's super bearish. We don't have anything that's super bullish. We're basically looking at a market reset. Actively traded price 55,250 looks to have been resistance, which was broken and now acting as support. And let's kind of cross-check that on where the price is right now. Price right now coming in at 54,800. So you guys can see it has kind of broken down from that a little bit. And then remember 9 days until the Bitcoin and ETH options expire. We know we've already looked at that. And then the last thing is the futures forward curve is flattening since last week, meaning traders are looking less towards higher price and waiting to see if moves will occur. And I think kind of waiting on these moves is a strategy a lot of people do. You wait for confirmation. You wait to see if the confirmation of it breaking up or breaking down. Because right now, one of the reasons why I'm not really caring about trading is it just seems a very unsure time right now. Like I'm waiting for the confirmation of the breakout, and some people think it might break lower. Also, guys, make sure you're following me on Twitter. 191.4K followers. Is that right? I thought we had a 191.5. Anyways, whatever it is, we're trying to get that to 200 by the end of the week. So if you guys could, make sure to go follow us on Twitter. If you're not doing that already, you get access to our giveaway here and several other things. But one thing I want to show you on Twitter, kind of with the market data still, before we move on to the next thing, I think this is a video I'm going to do probably on Friday, which is talking about that the whale address is dropping dramatically. Today at 2 o'clock, we had to move some videos around because of the Cardano news last night. But with Crypto Zombie today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to see us talking about this, talking about the drop in whale addresses holding over 1,000 Bitcoin and why that's important, and then how that could actually be offset by the total number of new addresses. Well, this data certainly seems to support that, okay? The number of new participants in the Bitcoin network is unprecedented. Over the past few weeks, we've seen a large growth of new entities. It's a strong indication that new retail investors have been entering the space. What do whales do? Whales unload, retail investors pick up. But I also think that we're seeing some of these whales diversifying addresses as well. So something we could be looking at. And also, guys, we do have merch now. We have a BitBoy Lambo shirt. So if you guys are in a hoodie, if you guys are interested in that, you guys can head on over to bitboycrypto.com and click the merch tab at the top. We're going to be adding a lot of stuff to this store over the next few weeks. So if you guys want to pick up some BitBoy merch, a BitBoy hat, a BitSquad hat, whatever it is, you guys can head on and do that. And I think these probably come in multiple colors, I would think. Yeah, color. These just come in black and white. Some of them come in other colors. So you guys can check that out. Looking at Bitcoin versus bonds. I do want to point out, like, Bitcoin's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You guys know that, right? Like, obviously, the Bitcoin market cap is continuing to climb. The price, if you look at the price over the last several weeks and several months, it just keeps going higher. Well, now the Bitcoin market cap is worth more than the two largest payment services in the world combined, Visa and MasterCard. And I think what's interesting is if you would have said that a year and a half ago, nobody would have believed that. No, we were telling people that the Bitcoin cycles were going to bear out to be true and that the price was going to go way up, but nobody, even back then, would have believed that we've now passed Visa and MasterCard combined. So documenting Bitcoin, a pretty cool account to follow, by the way, on Twitter. We just started following them pretty recently, and a lot of good content there. So Bitcoin versus bonds. Bitcoin may replace bonds, Kathy Wood says. Fixed income has done 40 years of really hard work. If Bitcoin represents a new asset class, why not invest in it? And one thing that's interesting, if you watch my Michael Saylor interview, is he just really seems to believe that Bitcoin is just this brand new asset class. It's the apex predator in the asset class hierarchy. I guess is a good way to say that. He believes that it's going to knock out markets. And I've told you guys before, if Bitcoin's going to get to $500,000 a coin, if it's going to get to $1 million a coin, it's going to have to knock out other markets. And it's just so funny that I said that such a long time ago, and now we're seeing that kind of maybe bear out to be true. And Kathy Woods, obviously of ARK Invest, a huge investment firm. A lot of people really like what she has to say. She's very forward-thinking. And she said, you think about the traditional 60-40 stock bond portfolio, but look what's happening to bonds right now. If we're ending a 40-year secular decline in interest rates, that asset class has done its thing. What's next? We think crypto could be the solution. She went on to say, we know there's a concern given all the quantitative easing and the no rules-based monetary policy out there. Fixed income has done 40 years of really hard work. If Bitcoin invests or represents a new asset class, why not invest in it? And, I'm just always still amazed. I'm always amazed at people that still don't understand what's happening, right? Like they just don't understand that Bitcoin is the future. It is its own thing. It's not like people try to pack it into a box of stocks or into a box of, of like gold or another kind of precious metal. Bitcoin is its own thing. And like Michael Saylor said, it was designed to be the greatest asset class that we've ever seen. And when you have people like Kathy Wood from ARK Invest that is telling us this, it's time for people to start paying attention. And I'm always so surprised by people. Like I was talking to a guy that one of our people that works here. I was talking to him yesterday. And he just basically he said that, a family member that he had was like really negative towards cryptocurrency. It's like, oh, it's like way risky and it's very dangerous. Like, look, guys, cryptocurrency is certainly more risky than the stock market in some regards, okay? The volatility in crypto that we love, which is what allows us to make all the money, okay, is, not available on the stock market. Bitcoin's got a ton of volatility. But think about this. Last weekend, when the Bitcoin price was at $62,000, literally everyone in history who had ever invested in Bitcoin had made money. Process that. What's more risky? What's riskier? Bitcoin or stocks? The volatility, it certainly is riskier, okay? But it's still developing. To imagine that no one had ever lost money in Bitcoin and yet people still say it's risky is crazy. Yes, there will most likely be a bear market. The prices do correct. But over the long term, if you hold, you make money. There's no question about it. Like, it's not risky in that regard. So, for me to know that there are people out there that still don't get it, I mean, on one hand, it's very frustrating. But on the other hand, that's what allows you as the investor to know that you actually are on the right track because you're taking very obvious information in front of you and you're processing it and you're using that in investments to make money. Meanwhile, the people out there, they're like, crypto bad, orange coin bad. Those people are losing money. And guess what? When the stock market crashes, because it's going to crash, all those people that felt like stocks were a safe bet are going to get crushed. And you're also taking into consideration the fact that, yes, Bitcoin, we do value it in US dollars in some regards, but Bitcoin's value is intrinsic. It's not actually valued based upon US dollars like the stock market is. So if you take a Bitcoin and you go to another country, you can convert that into their currency, right? Where if we have hyperinflation in the United States, you want to take your Bitcoin and move somewhere else and go convert it, your Bitcoin is still going to have a lot of value. Whereas if you are in a stock and the price plummets and it crashes, not only have you lost a lot of money, but the dollar amount due to hyperinflation is putting you in a much worse spot. And smart people are seeing this right now. So, it's just something you got to take into consideration. So let's move on and talk about Cardano here, guys, because this is the really big news of the day. We did a video yesterday where we talked about this.
And if you hold Cardano, smash the likes because we're all this is good for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. If you like Cardano, if you've wanted to buy Cardano and you couldn't, make sure to go ahead and smash that like button. We're trying to get Charles on the show soon. So if y'all got Charles's number, let him know. We want to do an interview with him this weekend. So maybe they already responded. I'm not sure. But definitely want to talk to Charles because this is big, big, big news. And I told you guys, with the stimulus money coming, Cardano and Ethereum are going to be two big places it was going to go. But Ethereum's so much easier to buy than Cardano. With it going on Coinbase, hopefully on Coinbase Core, I guess you could say. Oh, my God. Why did you highlight that?
I just thought it was funny.
He said, someone said I'll smash TJ, though.
Yeah. But what I would say...
Did you smash the like, too?
Smash the like, and also, guys, subscribe. We know tons of you guys watch the show every day and don't subscribe. We want to give a whole Bitcoin away. We're going to do it when we hit 1 million subscribers. So if literally all you guys that are watching right now that aren't subscribed, hit the like and subscribe. That would help us so much. It would help us give you a Bitcoin, 5 Ethereum, and what did we say, 1,000 Cardano, right?
4,000 total.
4,000. So
yeah,
free
4,
Cardano for anybody who likes and subscribes eventually, sort of.
Yeah. Obviously, we got to do that. Looking forward to getting over that 1 million subscriber number. And we think, by the way, one thing that's going to help us to do that, if we could just kind of digress here momentarily, if you go here to the page, you guys can see that we posted this YouTube short video yesterday. So these are going to be a totally different style of video. They're basically videos that we're putting on TikTok. They're always going to be less than a minute, so they're very, very short. You guys got to understand, with these videos, we're really going to be trying to reach new people because the YouTube Shorts, the algorithm for that, shows a whole different group of people your videos. And so we're trying to use this in order to reach more people, not just, to subscribe to the channel, but to bring more people into crypto. So if you guys could, when you guys see these Shorts videos, just check them out. They're only 30 seconds to a minute long, but it is going to be a lot different than our normal content. It won't have sexy thumbnails, but that's kind of the whole purpose. It just shows up in a different place on mobile for YouTube. But back to the Cardano news. To start off with, users can begin adding ADA to their accounts before trading starts at noon Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. Crypto Exchange does note that trading will only begin so long as liquidity conditions are met. It's also worth pointing out that Coinbase Pro plans to launch order books in 3 phases. These are post-only, limit order, and full trading. Let's see here. Exchange plans to provide updates. And anyways, the long and the short of it is this. Charles had teased for a while that there was a very large liquidity event. And it's pretty obvious, I think, that this was it. If not, very, very, very interesting timing. And he had told you guys in the beginning of March that they wanted things to progress a little bit faster, and they were planning on something big happening in February, but it didn't happen, and they were hoping in March that it would occur. And it has occurred now. And I think the next logical step is to say, what's next for Cardano? Now that it has gotten that big, Coinbase albatross off the neck, if you will. What is next? And I think we really need to start looking at, a Grayscale Trust for Cardano. Is that coming in the short term? If you look at how long it took to get Cardano, if you look how long it took to get Link onto Grayscale, didn't take that long. It did not take that long to happen. Now, here's something else to consider. I know a lot of you guys, you get really, really excited with these listings, okay? And we certainly saw with Matic and Scale, that's Scale with a K, S-K-A-L-E, Scale Network. We saw that these things, when they went on Coinbase, they just shot straight up. Are we going to see that with Cardano? I don't know. I hope so. I think that we will. I think we're going to see a new all-time high for Cardano in short order. But you also have to take into consideration that there was so much hype built around this liquidity event, if you will, for Cardano, that it's also possible that, some of this excitement and buying already took place. And that what we might see is buy the rumor, sell the news. And we've certainly seen in the past where people have gotten so excited about different things in crypto, and then like the Giant Verge partnership. Does anybody remember the Giant Verge partnership?
Yep, I remember it.
Yeah, people were so excited because they were saying, we are partnering with one of the biggest websites ever. And this was like peak of bull market. It was so crazy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't peak. Maybe it was like a little bit longer into 2018. But it was Pornhub. Like, that was their big partnership. It was Pornhub. Basically, like, Pornhub said, hey, we're going to start taking Verge, which makes sense. But, then right after that, they started taking Tron and some other stuff as well. So it wasn't really that big of exciting news. And Verge just dumped after that, and it never recovered. Let's see, Colin Johnson, when alt season truly goes parabolic, are we more referring to mid to large market caps, or will many of the micro caps see the biggest gains? When it goes truly parabolic, the micro caps will get the biggest gains because people will be looking for anything they can throw money into that's cheap, that has high potential. And that pretty much is almost every small market cap coin. And we haven't seen an altcoin season. We haven't seen the parabolic normal altcoin season with DeFi and NFTs involved. So I think that'll be something really interesting to watch. I mean, I do think NFT or DeFi projects are going to pump probably more than anything else, during this altcoin season. But kind of the way the altcoin season works is you have large caps that pump, then you have mid caps that pump, and then once it truly gets down to the micro caps, that's where the biggest gains are, and that also means you're the very closest to the end of the cycle. It really is like one of those games where you just got to you got to get off at the right time or you'll lose. So for sure, because I mean, altcoins will go up, sometimes 300-400% in one day, and then they'll crash down 90%. So you got to be really careful and know how to pick your spots. Also, guys, in addition to the Coinbase news, yeah, you can go ahead and leave that there. In addition to the Coinbase news, that's not the only news for Cardano. Cardano's addition to Bloomberg Terminal could be bullish despite investor scrutiny. So the Bloomberg Terminal has added Cardano to its list of supported assets, exposing it to hundreds of thousands of institutional investors. This is basically a terminal for institutional investors to trade with. And now we're seeing Cardano added to that. So the addition of Cardano to the terminal was followed by a piece of Bloomberg where the media outlet highlighted both the advances made by the protocol and the criticism it received from industry experts. A lot of people still on this like Cardano slow roadmap thing, and I don't understand. Like we're far enough in it now to where I don't know why people are still like sore about a slow roadmap. Like, does it not look like they have the greatest timing ever in reality?
Yeah.
The way it looks to me. So
it's really interesting to me to see the overall public perception of Cardano, because it seems to be under a lot tougher scrutiny than almost every other project that exists.
Doesn't it?
It does.
I think it's because people don't like Charles. I think that's what it is. But they don't.
I think it's the crypto elite, so to speak, that are involved in all these other projects just don't seem to get along with him.
Yeah, I mean, it's because he speaks truth, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people that speak truth, you know, they get railed.
He ruffles some feathers, so to speak.
Absolutely. He ain't afraid to ruffle feathers. That's for sure.
He likes his birds.
He loves birds. He loves birds. That was good, DJ. That was real good. Okay, so looking back here at what happened over the last, this is the hourly chart for Cardano. Obviously, right here is when the news that it was listing on Coinbase got made. And let's see if you'll look at what it did after that. And this is, if you're in Cardano, like this is something that's pretty encouraging. It went up 17%, like really quickly on the hourly chart here. It just zoomed up and then it retraced, but then it actually even ended up going up, you know, even higher. It had made higher highs over here before getting a little bit of a downswing, which may, I think, if we go look at the Bitcoin chart, may have a little bit to do with the Bitcoin downswing as well. Somebody said, check out Jason Casper's channel on Market Cypher and TA. Yeah, we want to even show more TA on this. Do you guys like the TA videos we're doing with Carl and MM Crypto and Crypto Zombie? And we want to bring on some other guys as well. Maybe Benjamin Cowan, and a lot of people have suggested we bring him on. So we'll have to maybe check with him on that because, I don't know, could be good info. If you guys like that, listen. Smash the like button if you want more TA videos.
And put TA in the comments.
Yeah, and put TA in the comments. So, anyways, looking back at the Cardano price, if we were to pull up the daily chart, let's see what we're kind of looking at. That's a nice candle right there.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, the candle that we just had was bigger than any of the candles that we had on its monumental run up to $1.50. $1.48 here it says. I mean, I do think that we are going to get, you know, the Cardano price going up further. If you look at Market Cypher is looking very bullish on the hourly chart. Or I'm sorry, on the daily chart is looking very bullish. On the let's look at the 4-hour chart here. 4-hour chart not looking as bullish for Cardano, but you guys can see way back here. Yeah, you guys like TA? Okay. Well, I guess we will. Yeah, we'll definitely we'll talk to Benjamin. Hopefully, we can get him on. Hopefully, he'll talk to me, the lowly channel in crypto, and maybe come on and chat some of his TA. I was talking about, some of the stuff I was talking about, I think came from him yesterday, talking about maybe seeing a totally different Bitcoin cycle. So it'll be really interesting to see if he's correct. A lot of these TA guys, they come out and they have these brand new, you know, charts and models for what's going to happen with Bitcoin. And then they're just always proven wrong because Bitcoin just keeps doing the same thing it's always done. So that's what I've seen anyway. So we'll have to bring him on and chat. That'll be a good one, I think. We're also going to have Nuggets news on next week. So that'll be a big video. Okay, so looking back at the chart here, what did I want to pull up? I wanted to see if I could pull up the Matic chart. Is this, do you want me to look at Polymath?
No.
Polymath, TJ?
No.
Why do you hate Polymath so much?
Because I got wrecked on it.
So wrecked. Okay, so let's look at this here, guys. This is something I want to check out for Matic. Let's see. This is the Matic chart, and you guys know, you can use Market Cypher with any, chart that's listed on TradingView. But let's see here. Polygon listing on Coinbase. Let's see. Matic price explodes. Okay, so this was on what day? What day was this? Continue to cite. This is the exact one we read. This was on 3/10. So let me come back here. I'm going to show you guys something. Let me go to the daily chart here for Matic. So here's the 10th, okay? So this is what I want you guys to see here, okay? When we're looking at the Matic price, okay, and what happened, on the 9th is when it got announced it was going on Coinbase, and it was listing on the 11th, I think. Yes, and it was listing on the 11th, okay? Thank you for that. Manuel says more TA, more everything. All right, I love it. Sweater game is on fire. Yeah, you like that? You like this sweater? This is the St. Patrick's Day Christmas sweater. That's what this is. Thank you to Bybit for sending me this sweater. This is a great sweater. I love this. I wear it every Christmas since I got it this Christmas. Okay, so here, this is something, if you want your Cardano hopium, if you really want your Cardano hopium, okay, this is what I want to show you. This is the day it got announced Matic was going on Coinbase, Polygon, okay? This is the day it actually listed on Coinbase, okay? I wish they'd let you draw, like, nice lines. Can we get a second monitor up here for me to draw on the charts? That's what I want. Yeah, I want that. So let's look at the numbers here. Let's see how they match up. So on the first day it got announced, it popped up 50% in a day, okay? Going back to the Cardano chart here, let's see. Let me come back over here to it. Okay, Cardano chart. What did we get yesterday? Let's see. Yesterday we got a 28% gain. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Obviously, Cardano had been a little bit more on an upswing already, so it might have been baked in a little bit. But then we come back here and we look at what it did the third day, okay? The third day, the price went up. Well, let me remove the drawings here because I can't see the bottom of this line. Okay, there it is. Another, golly, look at that. Another 97%. It doubled the day it got listed. It's hard for me not to see Cardano going over $2. If even anything close to this happens, we're basically looking at Matic going up a total of 158% on a Coinbase listing. You don't think there's more excitement about a Cardano listing than a Matic listing, than a Polygon listing? I like Polygon, don't get me wrong, okay? So I'm going to look at, here's your hopium right here. This is your model. This is your model. And then it had a retracement. If you miss it, it had a retracement of 35% after that high. So definitely check it out. TA Crypto Anup, best TA along with MM Crypto. Who day? I don't read that. No, I don't see that.
That's not an actual phrase.
No one says that. Yeah. No one says that. No one says that. So anyways, guys, there you go. So let's move on. Let's talk about this. Obviously, the Cardano news was big, so we spent a lot of time on that. Grayscale Investments launches 5 new investment trusts. New offerings reflect growing global demand for digital currency investment products. We're going to talk a little bit more about this at the end. Yeah, so sorry. I keep seeing someone shill this coin on there.
I know.
I'm just going to say it. It just made me laugh.
We'll put a filter on there tomorrow.
Yeah. I see it. Grumpy?
Yeah.
Grumpy? What is that?
Like the cat. It's a meme coin.
I thought it was like a dwarf.
No. Well, it is.
I can make a good dwarf joke, but I'm not going to because that's not good. We don't want to do that. Even though they're cartoon characters. It's fine. Okay. New trusts are Basic Attention Token, Chainlink Trust, Decentraland Trust, Filecoin Trust, and Live Peer Trust. So it says, and of course, on Twitter, let's find what's his name, Michael Sonnenschein. I want to get Michael on the show too.
See, and we even announced this forever ago, and we talked about how Live Peer was kind of lower and unknown. 120% pump today.
Wow. We gave you the information. We gave you the info.
Wow, that's nuts.
Look at this. So here's the announcement. 5 new products have been added to the Grayscale lineup, and we already talked about what they are. Let's see. Grayscale Investments, announced it's offering trust and more. So what is the other list of coins that could be coming up? Potential Grayscale listings. Let's see here if we can find it. So here, and we covered this story, guys. We covered this story. 5 more potential lists. And what you'll see here is that I told you Filecoin was not on that list. Tezos was in the original. So you can be looking for Tezos pretty soon. It makes you wonder about, it maybe Tezos' problems with the SEC maybe prevent them from getting that trust, even though they've already settled. That would be something unprecedented that we haven't seen. An already punished project, kind of being punished again. So it would be pretty interesting. And here you go. Look at this. In the article, a registration for the Filecoin Trust was also made on October 15, 2020. So this had actually preceded that. I hadn't even seen that before. And there are other ones. Let's see here if this will link to the other list of them. Let's see. I don't know how to search that. Grayscale? I don't want to be searching this live on air, or do I?
I don't know. Called
Might get some Grayscale nudes. I don't want to
super
get
chat.
Grayscale nudes up here.
A super chat from Cult talking about Mana said it's pretty cool. Atari's putting a casino in the game. And, yeah, we're big fans of Mana and Sand.
And Atari. And so, one real cool thing is that with Sandbox, which we had a big call about Sandbox yesterday in our building. It's going to be unbelievable what we're doing. They're building a BitBoy statue in the town square. It's going to be really cool. But, we're very close to the Atari. We're very close to Atari, I think, on one of our squares on Sandbox. Guys, I'm telling you, NFTs in gaming is the future of the world. I talked about it a little bit, we're bringing on somebody, can't really make the announcements yet, but it's probably not something to be announced. It's really internally what we're doing here. We're bringing on somebody to head up our entire NFT business. And we were just having this conversation yesterday. He's like, you don't think NFTs are just a fad and they're going to go away, right? Somebody's like putting their whole career on the line for NFT growth. No. NFT, I'm telling you guys, when you have Gary Vaynerchuk, okay, what was something he pushed big time that everybody said was going to be a flop except for me? TikTok. Look how big it is, okay? He understands the attention of the new generation. Just like you see in the collectible world of sports cards, prices will rise and fall. The market will correct itself. This market is never going away. This is a new permanent structure. And when these NFTs start getting woven in with gaming, with Sandbox and Mana, man, it is going to be really, really, really fun.
I found that story for you, by the way, if you want to pull it off the Trello card.
Okay. Which one? Which story?
That has the full list of potential Grayscale.
Oh, I got it pulled up right now.
Okay, Aave and...
Yeah, I had it pulled up, and now you made me go away from it. I can't remember where it was. Here it is. Okay, I got it. This is not the article. This is actually the updated list. So you can find this. All of these are filed in Delaware because Delaware is like the really big, LLC state. I actually had one registered there in the past. It's got a lot of good tax benefits. But if you go there and you search Grayscale, this is what it comes up with. And now what we know that this is a legit list. They are trying to actively add all of these trusts. So if you missed out on the 5 that just got released, okay, other ones include Aave, Blockstack, Cardano, there it is right there, Cardano on the list, Compound, Cosmos, EOS, there you have it, Ethereum Classic. And a lot of people bring this up, like, just because they have a trust doesn't mean it's going to do well. They have the Ethereum Classic Trust. I don't know why Coinbase listed great. I tell you what, it must be somewhere in Ethereum Classic. There's got to be some big time player in crypto outside of Charles Hoskinson that's super invested in it. Because the fact that Ethereum Classic would be one of the first coins listed on Coinbase, I think it was actually the 5th coin. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong. After Bitcoin initially, Ethereum, Litecoin, and then the Bitcoin fork for Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic was next. Why? Ethereum Classic's lame. There's no development on it. It's basically the original Ethereum chain nobody uses. But anyways, I digress. Flow, look at this. NBA Top Shots. They're looking at one for that. Horizon. Let's see. LivePeer, there it is. They did that one. MakerDAO. Monero, I think Monero already exists. I think that's actually live. Or maybe not. Maybe it's not. Numeraire. Polkadot, another big one. Polkadot Trust coming. You guys can count on that. Reserve Rights. XLM, that may already exist. I'm not sure. Sushi. Synthetics. We told you we love synthetics. The Tezos one they're working on. The Graph, another one we love. Theta, another project we love. We're doing fun NFT stuff with them in the future. Uniswap. Obviously, I think they suspended XRP or they won't be doing that. I don't know which ones are active, but that one's not going to be working, I would assume. YFI. And then Zcash. I think Zcash is live. So that's the full list of coins that they're looking at. Okay, so, and I did just want to, briefly look at the, look at that. Look at that move for Chainlink. That's only a 45-minute chart. It's mooning right now as we speak. It is mooning. I like looking at the daily chart on these altcoins because it really gives you a good perspective of what's going on. Look, it's back over $30, $31 right now. So it's definitely on the run. I think we're going to see Link hitting all-time highs here in the near future. Okay, so let's look at the Ethereum chart. We did just get some bullish movement on the 4-hour chart for Ethereum. And, man, it is just sideways all day long. I mean, look how sideways this is on the 4-hour chart.
That's so Ethereum's favorite thing to do.
Why is it? What is it holding this thing back? I don't get it.
Tezos is the same way.
Yeah, but this is Ethereum. I know. You're not Tezos.
I know.
The fact the number 2 overall cryptocurrency can just be, so boring during, peak moments of this bull market. Like, I just don't get it.
Well,
I don't get it.
The good news is anytime anything is so boring that you lose interest in it, it usually pops right after that. I mean, same with Bitcoin.
Yeah, but we've been going through this for 2 months now.
I know, but
remember, like, it's been doing this for 2 months. I've said that like 7 times on the channel. Like, okay, guys, it's gotten super boring, so this might be the time, and it just does nothing.
I know. I feel the same way.
I'm pissed at ETH.
Yeah,
I may just go all Cardano. No, I'm not going to do that.
And literally as soon as we do that is when it'll move.
Yeah. Oh.
Maybe we should do it for everybody else.
What if we just clip this? Somebody clip. Editors, please clip this and put this on. I'm selling all my Ethereum. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm not really going to do that. But maybe we clip that and put it out. The Ethereum counter traders will finally let it go because they think I'm out. That's what it is, right? The entire crypto market is based on on what I'm doing. Is that correct?
Or Michael Allen says it's because of the uncertainty around the scaling. Could be that.
I mean, yay and nay. I mean, this is what the really frustrating thing. I'm not selling my ETH, by the way. That was the really frustrating thing about this with Ethereum is that so many times that we've looked at the price being so bullish, like it's so ready to pop, and instead of moving, it just goes sideways, or then Bitcoin immediately dumps. And I think that when you look at, I want to show you guys this chart. This is the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. I did upgrade. Get on my face. We did have a, excuse me. Can you go grab me a water, Mr.
Do
Arnold?
it for the boys.
What's that?
Somebody said sell all the ETH for the boys.
Sell it for the boys. Should I sell all my Ethereum to sacrifice?
No.
No, I should.
We're not doing that.
TJ says no, guys. I was going to do it for you. I mean, you guys remember who's here fighting for you guys? It's me. TJ, who are you fighting for?
That's a great question.
That's a great question. But when you look back at the Bitcoin to Ethereum dominance chart, really, or the ETH to BTC price, so we did get this blood diamond the other day that indicated the price was going to drop. This is on the daily chart. We've been dropping here for a while, and we had gotten this green dot down here on market side for a strong one that should have indicated on the daily chart that Ethereum should have been making some very strong progress against the Bitcoin price, and we just didn't really see it. And we talked about this with Carl last week about how the price of Ethereum to Bitcoin on the daily chart, it looked bearish, and then on the weekly chart, it looked bullish. So let's kind of do a check on that here. Thank you, Essential Water.
Staying healthy.
Staying healthy. Right. We're sponsored by water. We love water on the channel. And somebody sent us some water merch.
They did?
Yeah, we got some water merch. Okay, so looking at the daily chart here for the price, you guys can see on Market Cipher when you get grayish area in the EMAs here, that's bearish. When you have white, that's bullish. And so, we are still in, it looks like a downtrend on the daily chart for this. When you look at the weekly chart here, let's get rid of the drawings here. I hate how it carries my drawings over. I don't want my drawings carried over. Looking on the weekly chart here, look at that. God, look at that wick over there on the weekly. Jeez. Golly, when was that? Oh, that was the DeFi pop right there. That was when DeFi popped. So looking at the weekly chart, I mean, you can look here and you can kind of see that we did, I'll get there in a second. We did get, God, what a terrible circle. One low, and then it looks like higher lows over here. So hopefully we're not going to see this plunge. On the weekly chart, we've been extremely sideways. Ethereum is just so boring to people right now. Somebody said, please give a St. Patrick's Day shout out to Leprechaun, LPR or L3R. I don't. Did you want me to shout out
L3P?
What's that?
L3P.
L3P. Are you invested in that, TJ?
No, I don't think that. Oh, that was a ticker?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you want me to shill Leprechaun coin?
No, I just wanted to say shout out to the guy for St. Patrick's Day for the super chat.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. We certainly do appreciate that as always. Okay, so let's go back to the daily chart here for Ethereum, because something that I've seen some people talking about is that right now we're at a very pivotal point for this. If you go back to the beginning of February, it looks like right now we could potentially be breaking out here, potentially. But once again, it's so boring. Like it just can't make its mind up. Please, Ethereum, make your mind up. My gosh. I just can't wait till the day where we walk in here and say, like, told you. I hope. I don't know. Are you losing faith at all in Ethereum, TJ? Oh God. A little bit, huh? Obviously.
And on what time frame? You know what I mean? Like
This bull market.
This bull run is. Do I still think it's great for speculation? Absolutely. As it being the long-term best smart contract platform to facilitate the most transactions over the next 10 years, I'm not as confident.
Not as confident. Wow.
But I still think it's great for the next 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. As dumb as this may sound, I'm not losing faith at all in Ethereum. I mean, I think ultimately, we are going to see this thing rise,
Right.
like dramatically. When it does, it's going to happen like really, really, really big pop. But, on the weekly chart here, we are still, and this is a good way. Like you guys saw last week, Carl was talking about on the channel about how on the weekly chart it was bullish and on the daily chart it was bearish. Real easy way to see that with Market Cipher and the way it runs these EMA ribbons is, like I told you guys before, when it's white, it's bullish, but when it's gray, it's bearish. So you guys see right now on the daily chart, it's bearish, weekly chart still bullish. So
let's talk about your faith. Was that specifically has to do with price? Like somebody asked 27K this year, you still have faith in that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, 27K is based upon a $300,000 Bitcoin. I think it'll get there. And so I definitely think 27K is still in play for sure. Because you guys got to remember the way this bull market works is, like we've talked about many times, the parabolic motion comes in the 8th and 9th inning. So we could see Ethereum go from 10,000 to 27,000. We can see Ethereum go from 8,000 to 27,000 in 3 weeks. It's definitely possible.
Well, and that's kind of where I was at. Like, there's a difference between believing in the price appreciation and believing in the tech long term. So
yeah.
I'm still very confident in the price.
Yeah.
In the tech, time will tell.
Yeah, I think that when it comes to the tech side of it, one reason why I'm so bullish on Ethereum is because I don't think the tech matters. And the reason is because it's all about, why is the price of Bitcoin going so insane? Is it because people have discovered a faster way to send it? Is it because more people are using it for its use case? No. Why is Bitcoin going up? Institutions are putting money into it. That's what's going on. Corporations, Tesla, MicroStrategy, Square, PayPal. If you look back at all the biggest pumps in this bull market, it's because those companies are putting money into Bitcoin. It has nothing to do with its use case or its original use case. Ethereum as a decentralized network will always exist, in my opinion. I mean, always is a relative word. I mean, 7,000 years from now, I don't know. I don't know if we'll be here in that long. I certainly plan on being here. I don't know about you guys. I will be cryogenically frozen. But the point here is that I am seeing this shift in Ethereum's use case go from the decentralized network to another hedge. And when you look at everything Ethereum is doing with the EIP 1559 and the EIP 13 or 3338 or 3359, whatever the other one is, that wasn't right either. I think it's 3386, I think is it. When you're seeing what they're doing with that and what they're doing with ETH 2.0, they're trying to fix the problems, but a lot of those problems that are also going to be fixing the network, they also are super, super, super juicy to institutions that will feel like they left out on Bitcoin. Because to be clear, I totally disagree with Michael Saylor when it comes to the importance of the scarcity of Bitcoin. Like in terms of people are going to, he basically says people will always be able to buy Bitcoin. So no institution is going to look at Ethereum and be like, I miss Bitcoin, I need to jump in this. They're already doing it. We covered story after story after story about it's already happening. So because of that, we're going to see Ethereum with a double use case. It's going to be, number one, a decentralized platform. And number two, it's also going to be a hedge for institutional investors, kind of what Bitcoin is. And the EIP 1559, burning the fee and limiting the supply, is going to help. We could actually see, if you talk about Bitcoin being deflationary, technically that's not actually true, okay? Because every 4 years, right, or every day, every moment, they're adding more coins. So while we look at it in a larger sense as a deflationary asset, if you want to get technical, you could actually argue that there are more coins being added, right?
It's just a very, very low.
It's a very, very low amount, right? I'm not going to say Bitcoin is inflationary, but if you look at Ethereum and what they do with these fees, and if it can actually get it to where the amount of coins decreases every year instead of increases and it truly becomes deflationary, my gosh, that's sexy to an institutional investor, right? So anyway, my point in all that is to say, I still have faith in Ethereum. I still think, do I think it's going to be the best, most absolutely great tech out there? No, I don't. I mean, I look at Polkadot, I look at Cardano, I see the writing on the wall with some of that stuff. But let's look at, let's go to CoinMarketCap real quick, and let's take a look at this, okay? What are the top, and this tells the tape to me. Like, this is the tail of the tape, okay? Bitcoin, what is it? Store of value coin. That's what it is, okay? Market cap, $1 trillion, price 55,187. We know the amount of coins we have circulating supply. Is Bitcoin the fastest store of value coin? Is Bitcoin the most, maybe the most decentralized, you could argue. I mean, I would say probably is the most decentralized, okay? Yeah. So is Bitcoin the fastest? Are the fees the cheapest? Absolutely not, okay? Is it the most private? Absolutely not. Okay, so then let's go down and find the next one on the list. Litecoin, number 9. Not even close. Basically, what is that? About 1/98th of the Bitcoin market cap. Litecoin, far superior in speed, far superior in cost, and yet it's way down here. That doesn't, you cannot discount the first mover advantage. You cannot discount it. It's good. It works. It's real. Is it the end all be all? No. What is the thing, though, that has caused Bitcoin to stay relevant and stay way ahead of everything else? It's the size of its network. And the Ethereum network is gigantic. And I hear what Charles says about how, people are moving over to Ethereum. But what you also have to look at...
Moving over to Cardano.
Yeah, moving from Ethereum over to Cardano. What you also have to look at is every time another project like Sushi moves or expands to another chain, once again, they're not moving off of Ethereum. They're expanding to a new chain. But every time they expand to a chain, it's a different chain. They expanded to Avalanche. You got 1inch expanded to Binance Coin. Okay? So what you're looking at is like a tree, right? Like a factor tree. And what you're saying is every time something expands, it goes down the list there. It's not like they're all moving to one place. So it's kind of like law of diminishing returns a little bit. All of these chains that expand off of Ethereum, or all these projects that expand to other chains off of Ethereum, it's kind of diluting the market to a place where Ethereum's still going to be the top. Like, they're all starting on Ethereum. Like, they all start there. So every time it moves somewhere else, it's still on Ethereum. And I think that is not going to change. I don't think that Ethereum is ever... and I also do have a lot of faith. I have a lot of faith, maybe more than I should, that Ethereum will fix its problems. Even with all the problems fixed, will it be the far superior network? No. But will it still be the number 2 overall network or the number 2 overall cryptocurrency? Yes, I think it will. I do think so. I don't see Ethereum changing. I actually think Ethereum will pass Bitcoin, at some point. So that was a lot.
That was good.
That was a big rant.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I think it was a big rant there. So definitely good. So NFT Art Heist. Let's talk about this. Also, guys, NFT is getting extremely popular. Oh, look at that. Bruce Wayne Jr. says it's his birthday, St. Patrick's Day. That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, so NFT search volume on Google hits all-time high as platform user count nears 400,000. The Google search volume for the term NFT, short for non-fungible token, has reached an all-time high, according to data collected by Block Research. Search volumes are relative, so it's pretty interesting. You can't see the amount of Google searches. They only do it on a percentage, so the highest one is always going to be 100, whatever it is. And you can see how popular these things have gotten. And you can see in the summer when we first started selling NFTs on the channel, you guys can see exactly what happened right there. We got a big video later tonight at 6 p.m. About DexKit, which has its own NFT marketplace you guys are going to be able to check out. And then also about our own NFTs. We've got, obviously our Wax card series coming out pretty soon. So really excited about that. We'll talk about all that tonight. But I didn't want to talk about this because I thought this was a very interesting idea here.
One more thing, too. We had a lot of comments asking for an update on the graph. Might be, worth doing a video on again.
Okay.
We did a video on the graph a while back, but it's been a while.
Yeah, we do like the graph. It's our...
One of our bigger ones.
One of our biggest holdings, like our third or fourth biggest, well, fourth or fifth biggest holding. It depends on the day. Aave came roaring back, so Aave is passing it here. Chainlink may actually pass it, too. I think those are our top 6. God, this is so embarrassing, what I'm about to say. My biggest holding is Bitcoin right now.
Yeah.
You guys don't hate me. Please don't hate me. Don't hate me for that.
It's not embarrassing.
Yeah. I talked about it before, right? Like, we just moved to a different financial place here with our corporation here at Big Boy Crypto. And, you know, like, we're at a place where we're not having to, like, super speculate like we have in the past. And so we just keep stacking up Bitcoin at the moment. So actually, Bitcoin now is our biggest holding, and then Ethereum is number 2. Cardano is number 3. Depending on what happens very soon, Cardano could actually be number 2 based on the price action. Then coming in after that, we have Aave, Link, and the Graph. And they're all 3 really close.
Dot's pretty big too.
Oh, yeah, Dot's not on our Coinbase portfolio there, so I don't know about that, or our other portfolios with our wallets. So I don't usually look at it. So, yeah, that would actually I think Dot would be Dot is our 4th biggest holding.
3 or 4, yeah.
It is number 4. It is number 4, actually. Yeah, by a few $100,000. Yeah, it is. So anyways, that's a little insight. I'm just so used to looking at our portfolio tracker and not having Dot on there because we just added it recently. Okay, so Nifty Gateway Accounts hacked in NFT Art Heist. I think this is interesting because if you guys think about these movies, right, these art heist movies, like they're always in like a museum and they're stealing art, and it's like, this is, I don't know, do people really steal art in real life? I'm sure it's happened before. But for March 14th, users took Twitter to alert Nifty Gateway about the stolen NFTs and purchases of thousands of dollars made on their accounts. Following the purchase, the hackers transferred the artworks out of the accounts. One user tweeted that their account and credit card were used to buy around $20,000 worth of NFT art. Wow. The same user later claimed that over $150,000 worth of art was stolen during the hack. So this was a list of stolen pieces. $150,000 worth of things. Wow, the ecstasy of crypto. Back in the early days of raving, I'm sure a Bitcoin X tab would have been very popular. Would have been a very nice little logo to print on that. I do have a former life, guys. Okay, compromised accounts lack 2FA. And that was, guys, that's something that's so serious, okay? Because 2FA is very important. It's so annoying sometimes, like, especially like we have accounts here at the office, like one that we use that everybody in the office uses, and it's just so frustrating because every time somebody logs in, like we've got to like send an email to a certain place and then get the information and give it out to the person that needs it, and it's just very frustrating. And on one hand, it's very frustrating, but on the other hand, like I don't really worry that much about getting hacked because of 2FA stuff. And here's a really big hint, guys. A really big clue that you guys should use. Do not ever use your big 4 phone number, Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, or AT&T. I'm telling you, if you take nothing else from watching any of my videos, do not ever link one of those 4 numbers or a number from one of those 4 companies to anything you have in crypto. If you don't do that, you'll be much better off. That is how they get into your Google. And if you can unlink your Gmail or whatever account you use, if you can unlink that from one of your major phone numbers or a phone number, period, the best thing, it sounds counterintuitive, but unlink phone numbers from your Gmail accounts, and then they can't get into, unless they get you with a keylogger, right? Keyloggers are very popular too. That's why I don't use PCs. I don't understand why anyone that is in crypto, that has anything stored anywhere or has access to anything would use a PC. They are so susceptible to keyloggers and getting hacked. It's unreal. So I don't know why anybody would do that. But, anyways, back to this. That's how they got into it. People weren't using proper 2FA and proper security. And I just think it's funny that, like we had this digital art heist. Somebody said, looked into Eternity Chain, huge NFT project, massive names, linked to ERN, Winklevoss, Muhammad Ali, BitBoy, big celebs, partnered with Superfarm. I'm invested in that. I like that project. I love that project. We tweeted about it sometimes on Twitter. We retweet stuff from them. We like Eternity. We think it is going to be a massive one. And we are a big fan of them. So it's definitely one when we look at top NFT projects. I think that's what we're going to do next week, actually. I think next week for NFT Day, I think we're going to cover like top 5 NFT projects of right now, because it changes sometimes, and look at some of those because, I think NFT coins are the spot right now. So a lot of them are blowing up. Also, guys, Theta Network had released this. They've now got a second U.S. patent for ultra-high transaction throughput micropayments. Theta Network is going to be another NFT avenue that we're going to be working with. So we'll be releasing some NFTs on there as well. And then find out about our ones tonight on Wax. We're going to talk a little bit about that later. But guys, let's talk about stocks versus crypto, because this is something I think is very important to understand. Stocks have their place, okay? And when I talk about stocks, I'm not talking about like blockchain stocks, like crypto mining stocks. I'm talking about like the Grayscale Trust stocks, okay? Now, Grayscale isn't the only entity that has these kind of trusts. There are some in other stock markets in the world that have something similar to what Grayscale has, okay? But what is the difference between investing into a Bitcoin trust stock, an Ethereum stock? Now Chainlink has its own trust. Decentraland, BAT, Livepeer, and Filecoin have their own. What is the difference between investing in that and then investing in actual cryptocurrency? Well, number one, there is a price difference. If you look at the difference between the Grayscale Trust price, and I'll get into a little bit more of how that works here in a second, versus the actual Bitcoin price, you're paying a premium to get the stock. You're paying more, slightly more sometimes. The charts do not follow each other exactly. Now, we do like Grayscale for a lot of reasons. One reason why we do like them is because it's physical Bitcoin. Now, it's a little bit of a weird thing to conceptualize. It's not derivatives versions. They literally have a one-to-one backing between Bitcoin and then their tokenized stock version of Bitcoin. So the way that the trust works, I know Ethereum is like, they just did a 9-to-1 split. So I think if you look at the Ethereum price for, let's see, let me pull up the stock, the GBTC price. Let me see exactly what it's coming in. We can do the math on that. So it's at $49.34. I think basically they split every Bitcoin down into 1,000 shares, I think, somewhere around there. And then for the Ethereum trust, they break that down. I think it's a 10th. Oh, it's a 100th, right? Yeah, 100th. So for every Ethereum that they own, they break it down into 100 shares. Does that make sense? So when you buy the Ethereum trust on Grayscale on the stock market, you're not actually buying a $117 or $1,780 Ethereum, okay? You're buying 1/100th of the Ethereum price, $17.13. And then, of course, when you look at the actual Ethereum price itself, right now coming in at $17.91, you guys can see you may actually be getting a discount on that over there. But the point is, there's a difference in the price. It's not exactly the same. It's broken down into a tokenized what we say in cryptocurrency. It's basically broken down into smaller shares, but it's backed 1-to-1. Now, the major difference between investing in the stock market version of crypto and then investing in the actual version of crypto is that the same thing we saw with Robinhood. People got really upset when they wanted to dump their Robinhood crypto, but they couldn't do anything with it. You cannot withdraw that crypto, okay? So on Robinhood, if you invested in Dogecoin, you could not pull that Dogecoin off. You couldn't move it over to Binance US. You couldn't move it over to an independent wallet. You just were making dollars on the Dogecoin that you owned. It was a derivatives version, basically. With Grayscale, it's kind of similar. You can't withdraw the stock. It's a stock. It's a share. You're buying a share of the overall holdings of Grayscale, which, by the way, they hold, I think, about 3% of the overall price. The number one holder of of the supply, they're the number one holder of Bitcoin, period, anywhere. So because of that, they obviously have a ton of Bitcoin, are very vested in making sure or wanting the price to go up, but you can't withdraw those, okay? So here's the way I look at Grayscale in the stocks, okay? It's a bridge. Grayscale is a bridge to get people from the traditional finance, from the traditional investing world over to the crypto side of things, getting them to see it our way, if you will. I know several people who have got into crypto first through the stocks. And what happens is it makes them curious, because now if you look at the price and you're invested in the stock, now all of a sudden you're like, wait, why is this price going up or down? So you know what people do? They start moving over to crypto YouTube. They start looking at crypto news sites. They start looking at crypto charts, and they start getting exposed to what we offer over here, which is real decentralization and real cryptocurrency. If you actually invest in a crypto in Coinbase or Binance US, you can actually withdraw it. You can actually withdraw that. You own it. Now, a lot of people will tell you, like, not your keys, not your crypto. If you don't have the private keys to your own cryptocurrency, you don't actually own it. And, they tell you not to keep it on exchanges, which is definitely good advice. Some exchanges have custodian solutions built in within them as well. That's what we use. Our money doesn't just sit on like normal everyday Coinbase, okay, for instance. So there are some deeper levels within some of these exchanges to where you can, have money safely. I guess is a great way to say it. But the point is, if at any point anyone wants to withdraw their cryptocurrency from any of these exchanges, you can do that. It can be a process. For some solutions, it can take 72 hours or whatever it might be. But you can withdraw it. You own it. So you may not technically own it while it's sitting on the exchange, but it is yours. You can take it at any point. And just a little word of advice for people that are newer to Coinbase or Binance US. A lot of them have processes where if you put money on, you can't withdraw it immediately. Like a great, for instance, here is on Coinbase. If you deposit money with a debit card, you can move it immediately. If you put $400 in basic attention token, as soon as you buy it, you can move it. If you use your bank account on Coinbase, you actually can't do that. It takes like 5 to 7 days for it to clear for you to be able to move your crypto. So something to keep in mind, just a little tip I know a lot of people have asked about. So all right, guys, that's all we got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Drop comments down below. Let us know. I think we're very clear you guys want to see more TA content, so we're going to be trying to bring on some of that. Try to have Crypto Face on maybe this weekend. That's all I got. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Be blessed. Big boy out.